right. That's our intro. I think it's pretty cool. What do you guys think? Cam's coming back up. There we go. So yeah, this is the pre-order demo version. There are limitations to it, and those limitations are pretty important to know. There's only 2 heroes. The final version will have Cypher and Aurora as well, but demo will not have those. We're saving those for release. The skill tree is rudimentarily, which is not a word, implemented. There's few perks you can purchase. We'll talk about the permanent progression system and how that's going to work. And it's a pretty important topic, actually. New Game Plus, what we call the epilogue system, that is not functional in the demo version. So basically you can do normal, quote-unquote, normal run, but there's nothing after that in the final version. There will, of course, be a whole thing for that. So 24th of June is when you can get all that, and that's what all this information here is telling you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, look at this. I love this. Whose idea was that, Michelle?
So it was absolutely not planned, and our animator Adrien just found some time. I don't know how and when exactly he decided to do it, but yeah, he just did it to have fun and to make the UI and this menu, this moment, a little more responsive.
It's awesome. I was so surprised
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah, so was I.
So this Roguebook, we're going to start a brand new run. There are 3 chapters to explore. You start here in the forest. And like I said, these characters locked, Aurora and Cypher. But so we're going to go with Sirocco and Shara. A little bit about Sirocco. Each hero has a starting treasure. Sirocco's ability is if he's in front, which you'll see. I'm going to assume you haven't seen this game at all. You maybe you've played it by now, but we're just going to talk like you've never seen this game before. Positioning is super important in this game, so in this case, if Sirocco is leading, you get more block, and Shara's ability is if she's leading, she does more damage. That's it in a nutshell. So you select your characters, and then you click the gate, and the run begins. Up here, this is the goal of each chapter. You got to defeat this. You got to defeat the boss. But in order to defeat the boss, you're going to want to, get more cards, get more power-ups. Basically, explore the map as far as you can until you feel strong enough that you can beat the boss. And once you beat the boss, you move to the next one. Important note: since there are 3 chapters, that means the last chapter, there's a final boss, and so you're not totally taken unawares of his abilities. You can mouse over right here, like I'm showing. I think you can see that. Yep. You can mouse over here on this icon. It tells you exactly what the final boss will be. In this case, it's the Avatar of Needles. And so he can't take more than 10 damage per hit. So if we build a deck, that tells us if we build a deck that is super high in damage, we're not going to be able to take advantage of all that because it's only going to do 10. If we have a card that does 50 damage, still only going to do 10. Chris, how many bosses are there in the demo?
We currently have 2. We have this Avatar of Needles that you see here, who asks you to do small amounts of damage if you're doing your attacks. And we have the Avatar of Mists, who is going to trash your deck, effectively. They will dissolve it all, so for people familiar with other games like Remove Some, Game Zone, Exhaust Pile, whatever you want to call it, you won't be getting those cards back for the rest of the battle. So yeah, that guy asks you to kill him pretty fast, because it's kind of unstoppable.
Or come up with a really large deck also would be a good game plan. And since you have the information, as soon as the run begins, you can draft it knowingly. And maybe if you are facing that one boss, you probably should favor picks over skips. But yeah, that's about it.
Yep, and there are 2, like Chris said, there are 2 in the demo, and we hope to have 3 for final release. That's the plan. All right, let's do our first card draft. So around the map, you find these little things. They're magic vaults. You can spend gold to draft a card, but it doesn't cost anything to peek. But once you peek, you're committed. So at this point, we either have to pick or skip. And we start with 100 gold here, so we got to start building the deck, knowing that we're going to fight the Avatar of Needles. What do we think?
Well, for me personally, I'd want something for a bit more near term. Like the first thing we're going to be fighting is a bunch of normal fights, and many of those have multiple enemies.
Yeah.
So either Whirlwind or Impact could be pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
I've never picked Impact and been sad about it.
It's fun. I like adjacent damage. Otherwise, Hurricane Punch is fun too. It's random. It's a good place for having random, I think. But I would this early in the game, I prefer not picking a two mana card unless it's really stronger.
Alright.
Not sure. I think I would go for impact.
I think we all like the impact. We'll go for the impact. We'll be a
Seems
democracy
good.
here. Oh, I should add, this is a Q&A stream, so please feel free to ask any question in chat. We have somebody monitoring the chat who can feed us questions, and we'll answer them as we go, as we have time. But yeah, there's a Q&A stream. We're also playing the game, etc., etc. So somebody asked, if the game were on Switch, would internet connection be required? And the answer to that is no, I believe. Is that right, Jean-Michel?
Yeah, hey Moonfaza. No, it's not required to have an internet connection to enjoy Roguebook, and it's a great thing, yeah. Especially on Switch.
We're going to our first fight here. So we'll talk about exploration in a second, but we'll go over battle since we just drafted a card and see what that's like. Again, assuming you've never played this game before or any games like it, it is a roguelike deck builder. You're going to be building your deck as you go, which includes not only cards, but treasures. We have gems. Yeah, you're basically going to make a deck that works well. That's the goal here. So you can see here, this guy is gonna. There are basically a couple things to worry about. You want to get their HP to 0. You want to kill them. So the way to do that is you do damage to them with your cards. But they can do things like block, and you have to overcome their block. You can always see what they're going to do by hovering over their head right here. So yeah, we drew impact. That's pretty nice. I'm just going to play, and when I mess up, you guys can yell at me.
I mean, seems fine. I just want to kill the archer before it does something more scary.
Yeah, he's sleeping, but he wakes up, and then he's bad news. Positioning, really important. I can talk about that really quick. So many cards, a big part of the game is positioning here. Positioning. Who is in front, who is in back. And you can see some of the cards have this icon over them, this swirly arrow icon. That means whenever you play this, you will swap hero positions. And the reason for that is any block card will move you to the front. So Sirocco is in the back here. If you play any of these cards which give block, it'll move them to the front. But that is not the only way to move. There are just, like I said, there's many cards and keywords that will move you to the front. Yeah, so we have 6 damage incoming, so we at least want to have at the end of the turn Sirocco in front with a block. But remember, when Shara is in front, she does more damage, so we need to take advantage of that and use her little strike there before we bring Sirocco up. 7 is greater than 6. Last time I checked, and we can hit end turn. Seshimura asks, will the game work on Linux? Yes. Pretty sure it's yes, right, Johnny?
It is not 100% confirmed, to be honest, but it is something we absolutely want to find the time to nail, and yeah, hopefully for release date.
I think last time the devs said something about this. It was, we think it works on Linux, but we haven't actually done any big amount of testing on it. Like, it seems to work, but we won't swear it does.
Yeah, I think it works out to where it's super easy to build on Unity, but we don't test it at all, and it just happens to work.
Yeah, and if it requires a week or two of investment from us, we will do it.
So after each battle, you get a loot bag. This was a normal fight, so we only get a little bit of loot. We get more gold we can spend on all kinds of stuff, and then we have royal ink, or we have an ink, which we can use to explore, and we'll show you that right now, I suppose. So you have 2 ways. You can see, you can't see the whole map here, right? Well, that's because you got to explore it. That's the whole point. So the main way you can do that is with your brush, but you only have 5 charges of that. You can earn more through elites, but you only want to use these, when you can. You basically want to use them as maximally effective as possible. But these inks help you do that, which is why entering battles is good early on, because you will get ink that you can then use to make your brushes more effective, if that makes sense. These sky towers are important to get to because they reveal. Well, you can see what they reveal right there. So if I use this ink, which is actually a pretty good one. Oh, I can almost get to the tower. Let's see, where's a better place to use this? I can just use it here. Why not? So I'm wasting a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Seems fine.
Gold and 2 more battles. And yeah. So there are other things you can find other than golden battles. There are gems you can find. We haven't gotten to gems yet. We'll talk about them when we find one. And of course, treasures and story events.
Yeah, it's pretty good that we actually found 2 battles, because that means 2 more inks, which will help us fuel our reveals.
And the towers were quite near each other, so it's easy to chain them together.
Yeah, that's true in this case. Okay, rethink. I have found this card to be not good value, unless we have something that triggers whenever you draw. I don't think it's easy to pick that one. Jewel is always good value, and prepare. If we think we'd better cover our asses, why not?
I'm a big fan of prepare in general. I think
Yeah.
now might be a good time to explain courage. So
Mm-hmm.
Shower has the trait courage, and courage says you gain some number of stacks of courage, and then if you have a stack of courage when your turn starts, you gain 1 extra energy to spend. So by default, you have 3 energy. This might be covered by Atmaz's face, but yeah, getting a 4th energy, you get to play 4 cards in general instead of 3. It's quite strong. So prepares it's very efficient as long as the fight will last at least a turn or 2 more.
All right, we'll prepare.
Yeah, let's go.
And yeah, let's get some more ink. Yeah, so I hear the problem about Jean-Michel covering the fights. Let's see if I can find a better spot for him. Let's see, maybe up top. Let's move you up top real quick, Jean-Michel. This is not Jean-Michel's fault.
No, I didn't do it.
Yeah, for once.
And yeah, by the way, the prepare card that we just picked, I think, has a placeholder artwork. I'm not sure, but we let's see it again. But it's just the occasion to mention many cards in the. Yeah, it's a placeholder art, and yeah, some of the cards, I would say something like maybe 20% in the demo have placeholders.
Yep, keep that in mind, and some enemies too. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 4 more for the game releases.
Fortunately, we have to kill some yaks here, and Impact is really good at that.
Yeah.
That's why we picked it.
Yeah.
So we could slaughter yak.
This one isn't even fair, honestly.
Can we have this one? No. Oh, too bad. It almost.
Did I lose? Was there a lethal there, and I missed it?
No, you didn't.
Me too. Doubling ink. So yeah, there are different kinds of ink, if I didn't mention that. Some are rarer than others. And of course, the rare ones tend to be better than the non-rare ones. So I can go to this fight here, but since I got this ink, I can actually do a little more exploring to be a little more powerful. Yeah, sure. Let's not be picky. Come on. There we go. Ah, so we found a story event. Let's go check that out. So there are a couple of these on each chapter, and they're all, well, they'll all do a unique thing. So, okay, I happen to have no gems. Otherwise, I could use this guy to exchange all gems, or I could sell a gem. Since I have none, all thing I do is buy a gem from this guy. Gem merchant. You may recognize this guy if you've played Fairy before.
Yep.
A lot of people don't like that guy.
Also a good opportunity to explain how gems work.
Yeah, perfect. And we have a fire agate. So let's take it, and we'll go enter our crafting screen for the first time. Yeah, so this is a gem. It is a fire agate. If you look at each card, they have a socket on them. It starts with 1 socket. Every card starts with 1 socket, at least. We'll get into that in a second. But what this gem does, and of course each gem does a different thing, this will give any card ranged. And ranged is, if they play it from the back, it discounts it by 1. And I see a question already over here. Right Click Man says, is it true that the number of slots on any given card is randomized between 1 and 2 slots?
That is correct. And I'm not sure there is a specific twist to it. It's just that there is a drop rate to having 2 slots instead of 1. We wouldn't be against trying out triple slots, but we're really scared of the idea, eating too much space on the card stack. So unless we find a way to work around that, 2 slots is the best you can do. Otherwise, it's 1.
Yep, there's a small % chance, basically, and maybe there will be ways to increase that. But we need to decide what we want to put this agate on.
Sure. If it's ever the good time, Prepare already has ranged. Impact could be nice. It's even more value then.
What do you think?
And
Yeah, I think both the cards we drafted could be good for this. I guess I would probably put it on Prepared because there are some gems that work especially well with attacks.
Well, he has
like Impact. could be a really good home.
It might also work really well on lunge, since lunge is always cool compared to the basic strikes, but whenever you use it, it's also to move Shara to the front, so she's in the back. That by definition.
Yeah, I like that. That could be good.
Lunge?
Sure.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Actually, this might be a good point to show off the changing which hero is in front, because we now have 2 ranged cards on Shara.
All right. So at any time, we got to talk about this too. At any time, you can switch which heroes in front by clicking this. Now Soraka's in front, and everything that influences position is now also influenced. But this is a really big part of the game here. What we have is called the talents. They're talents. So if you watched the stream with Richard Garfield the other day, you know that the game is built around the idea of building a quote-unquote tower deck. What that means is you can, if you want, you do not have to, but you have the option to build a large deck with a variety of powerful cards, and the bigger you make your deck, the more talents you get to unlock. So we want to enable that kind of gameplay. A lot of the genre is focused on building really thin decks, really super focused decks, which is fun too. You can do that here too, but we wanted to enable this kind of gameplay. So you see, the first one we need 14 cards for, but we only have 12 cards. So, well, let's draft another. Oh, there's hammer time. But we don't really have a build for that, do we?
Not at the moment.
How about some teamwork?
I mean, we have prepare. Like prepare gives us extra mana.
True.
But yeah, I mean, I think all of these are viable. We could even save our gold potentially and go check what's in the main shop. Both are good.
Well, let's try and get a first talent, so I'll just pick teamwork. You know? But yeah, that's good. And then we'll get one more card and over here, and we'll get a talent. But yeah, we'll show you the shop here in a second too, because so the idea is if you're getting your cards on the map, you're getting them at a better bargain than the shop. The shop is always going to be more expensive. Commons are the lowest cost you can get. Common cards, they cost 50 in the shop, but it's only 40 to draft them. And epics and rares are cost more expensive. Yeah, so one last draft here.
Ooh. I mean, I really like Blade Dance. I think it could be good. Like if we build around it, there's some tools, and there's something we're missing a little right now is a way to scale up our damage. Like we have good tools for saying, okay, there's 3 enemies and we need to kill them all quite early. We have impact for that. But if we're saying we think this fight's gonna last 8 turns because it's a boss, we don't currently have something that makes us better at doing that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's fun in general to have this boost for every time you swap, and that's permanent whenever you swap. Yeah, it's permanent. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Won't be very good against the final boss, but it'll be good. I mean, there are other things just in the final boss. So, but you saw that talent.
Yeah, it just unlocked a talent, so they are random. So for the case here, we have momentum, stone skin, and stoicism. So, oh, look, what Shara has a talent which triggers on swap.
That seems to make sense.
That goes together pretty well. Makes it pretty easy. And yeah, like Jean-Michel said. Go ahead.
Yeah, stone skin is really cool as well. But it would be more interesting to go for that one if we had already, the other boss form, which requires larger decks. Doesn't mean we will end up with a small one, but stoicism, starvation. Oh yeah.
I think.
Well, momentum is
Yep.
I think momentum just makes sense.
And like Jean-Michel said, these are randomized, so each run these are completely different. Also, the map, I haven't mentioned, the map is completely randomly generated. Everything is randomly generated. So it's a pretty unique run each time. Right, let's take a look at the shop here, because we haven't seen them yet. We don't have very much gold, so we're not going to be able to buy anything, but at any time you can come to this guy, and yeah, like I said, buy cards here. Commons are the cheapest. Some rares and epics. Treasures are here. Treasures are, of course, pretty expensive. They're pretty powerful. They do a variety of things. We'll be finding a lot of these on our run. But if there is a specific build you're going for, or you need something to complete what you're working toward, you can stop by here and say, oh, this is perfect for me. Or maybe, oh, this is OP, I should always get this, kind of thing. Hopefully that's not the case.
The big thing I'd be looking at here is maybe the mecha cannon. We already have 2 ranged cards. We could pick up some more. Like, we're looking to have some kind of build where we're constantly swapping. It feels like it could work.
Yeah,
But
well,
we're a
that's
little
good.
low in gold.
That's 200 goals. We don't have them, but yeah, we might
Yeah.
come back for that later on. By the way,
Not
Gary,
yet, not yet.
could you also show, so every chapter, every run, you've got to have two treasures, one towards the top right corner and the other one on the top left corner. Yeah, I'm interested in knowing what they do. So this time we have this one, which is +1 power to the equipped hero. I guess that will probably be Shara, and so that's really good for us, I think. And what's the other one? Mace, 15 damage. Yeah, basically that would be possible to equip Soroko or Shara with it. But since we are already on the right side of the map, we should definitely try to reach the helmet.
Yep, every map will have these treasures showing you what is available. If you go in that direction, you have the option to do that, or whatever you really want to do. But yeah, so so let's go for the Horned Helm if we can make it there. And I'm out of ink though. Let me get some ink. Hey, look, it's Rebel Slingers. So let's see. What do we got? Any questions over here? Is there enough battles to gain enough ink and brushes, and what happens when you run out? Ooh, that's a good question.
What is enough? What is the meaning?
Well, I think
you it's really tough to explore 100% of the map. It's not really designed that way. It might happen, somebody does it sometimes, but basically we do not balance the game in order for players to have enough inks and brushes to explore the whole map.
Yeah. So it's always possible to get to the boss because we've got that path at the beginning.
Yeah.
So once you run out, you will need to fight the boss, and at some point you are going to run out. So the question isn't, is it possible to explore the whole map? The question is, how much of the map can you explore? Can you pick up all the things you saw that you were especially interested in? Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a big hit on Shara here.
Yeah, Shara takes 24 damage here.
Whoa!
Whoops.
Whoa, Gary, what did you do?
I was listening to you guys. You guys are explaining the game.
Yeah, there is no way to heal basically, except if we are lucky enough to find healing arts on the overworld map. But yeah, let's put Soroko in front. Yeah.
I can't.
And
I'm one off.
yeah.
I'm 2 off from killing him.
And yeah, so 15 plus 2 since Soroko is going to end up the turn in front. So that's just 1 damage.
That's what this fortifying brew is up here. 2 block if he's in front. Don't look at this.
Yeah.
Don't look at Shara.
So this fight is a DPS check. It asks you, can you kill at least one of these by turn 3? Because afterwards they wake up and they hurt.
I don't have the DPS to pass the check, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Let's do this.
yeah, we can tank it all.
Yeah, we're fine. Everything is fine.
Okay, 1 damage.
No,
Okay.
we'll take 1 damage. Shirago can do it. He's a big guy.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to pick up a healing art pretty soon, and since they give 10 health to both characters, it is fine to get a bit of damage on the 2 of them. That's how you actually should be trying to optimize those arts.
Yep, we can do it
Perhaps
right now.
perhaps it's a little too early to get this one. We can tank a bit more damage on Soroko before.
I agree.
Yeah, we want to make sure Soraka is taking some damage so we get max value from that heart.
So, some inks consume a brush. If they do, they will tell you the very first thing that they consume a brush. But that's because they do a very special thing like this one. It's basically like a reveal bomb. It's a Stardust ink. I can move it anywhere and reveal anything. And this you obviously want to connect it to your land. I mean, you could do something like that, but generally you want to use it like this. Oh, Rune of Sight. We haven't seen one of those yet. So this is another thing you can find on the map, another exploration tool. Well, just watch what it does. It's going to reveal an event over here, something. There it is. It's a draft. So if we want that draft, we know where to go. I think we need more ink, so let's get some. Took us a while to get to this ink and brush system. There's a whole long. It's probably I would say it's probably the hardest battle we had with this game was figuring out brushes and ink and how they should work and when you should get them, etc., etc. Oh yeah, and there is a question about healing. How does it work? How often can you heal in shops? So I think we kind of answered that, but
Yeah, there is no other way to heal unless you find very specific cards or talents or treasures. Maybe there is no core mechanic that lets you heal beyond the arts that you can find over the map. And in general, I think we have 5 or 6 arts per level. Maybe it's just 5 placed randomly.
Yeah, it's 4 or 5, I believe.
Yeah, but this is subject to change, and we're not sure to be entirely happy with the way the game handles healing in general. Because if you're not lucky enough, you just might not find enough. So yeah, we're looking for solutions about that.
This could be a pretty big turn, though. We have the prepare, we have the lunge, we have the guard.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this, and then we'll play the guard to get in front. Prepare to gain the courage for next turn. Oh no, it's ranged. That's okay. Oh, but we weakened Shara. I didn't think about that, though.
I think it's fine, though. Getting the courage is important. Ooh, and getting the impact is important. It was actually all planned.
Oh, impact is...
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you should probably deal some small damage to the one in the middle, yeah. Remove the protection. It needs to be removed anyway at some point.
Calculated.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's good.
I'm getting coached.
And then we can play everything, right?
Well,
Defend, lunge, defend.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And let's put
Wait, other
7
defend.
damage. Is that going to be... Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
And free lunge.
And Shara's already weak.
And
She's weak again.
how big is that blade dance?
12.
Whoa.
It's because it's weak, I guess. It would be a bit more.
Yeah, we can't swap this turn either. We got a lot of damage coming. I hope Shara doesn't die.
It'll be fine.
We can
We
wipe
have-
out this
we
guy.
have-
If you swapped... Oh no, you don't have any Soroko block, unfortunately. We cannot
It's
put
only 1
Soroko.
damage, though, right? We can kill the front enemy
Yeah.
with strike, and then we
Yeah.
prepare and take 1.
We can kill this guy. Yeah.
Or we
can
could prepare and take 1.
Yeah, okay. Fine, Chris. Question, where does the roguelike mechanics come into the game? What happens at the end of a run? What do you keep? What do you lose?
Well, the roguelike aspect comes first. It's a survival game in a way, since you do not gain your own life back after a battle. Damage is persistent. And if you ever lose your 2 characters, we've not talked yet about what happens when you lose your first character. But if you lose the 2 of them, the run is over and you have to start over again, and there's the roguelike aspect.
And then between runs, during a run you can pick up pages of the Roguebook, and you can spend them at the end of runs to gain perks to make yourself stronger. And yeah, at the moment that will eventually lead to the game being quite a lot easier, but the plan is to have a number of epilogue levels which are not designed to be able to be beaten without any perks. So effectively you can kind of scale the difficulty in either direction. Like if it's too hard and you keep losing, well, you'll get pages and you'll be stronger. If you are crushing it, well, I guess you won't get that much progression because you're not doing that many runs, but you will keep making the game harder and harder.
Well, so here there is little, I think.
Yeah, I just wanted to show off. We got a 25 minutes later.
Yeah,
Just wanna show that.
it makes me wonder if we shouldn't have a treasure which rewards you gold for each excess damage whenever you kill an enemy.
Yeah, please.
It would be nice.
Give it to me right now, actually. I'd like it. So we have the option... Well, no, actually...
Oh, you have what you need to reach the helm.
Well, something we haven't talked about is right here. If you can see these darker squares or darker hexagons on the map, that shows there's an obstacle there. So if I were to use my ink to go here, I know it wouldn't work because there would be an obstacle here I couldn't cross. Important to note, we've gotten some feedback. This is maybe not a little clear enough, but that is the intention to show you what's going on here. But what did you say? You want me to get the helm? If I get the helm...
Yeah, I mean, you can reveal the 3 tiles, which are... okay, we are going to lose the value of 3 spaces, but unless we are lucky enough to find the really appropriate ink, this one will do nice job.
Yep, and Horn Helm is really good. Who do you want on? Probably Sword.
Yeah, Shah deals many more attacks than Soroko.
Yeah.
So
Shara is really good for anything that gives plus power because she has a mechanic where she gets a lot of daggers in her hand. We actually don't have many cards that do that, but it's really good against Needles, the Avatar of Needles, because...
Yeah, and she also gets some cards which let her attack multiple times within just one card. She can attack sometimes 3 times, maybe 5 if we're... I'm not sure we still have the card which does 5 times.
It's definitely not the only way to build this character pair, but by default, normally Sharo is the one dealing out the damage, while Soroko uses his massive 70 life and his treasure.
Yeah, it's a really classic build, and yeah, it's I mean, one among many.
Another question: does ink carry over in between chapters?
Yeah, they do. Inks, chapter brushes do not, but inks do carry over.
Well, the goal is not to have Shara die here. I can kill one of these guys. I can do 20 damage, then I can use a strike. I have 1 left over. What do I take then? 12 minus. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Too much, I think.
You think it's too much?
Yeah,
You think I should kill the guy?
I think that because we have a heart coming up, it's fine if Soroko takes a bit of damage. So I'd rather just make sure Shara doesn't get any lower.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll do that. Don't worry here. Trust in me.
Okay, good. Ah, you have full energy. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying.
Yeah, because we got this courage. I guess we haven't shown that, but this is where the traits appear. Each hero has their own trait. Shara's is courage, and we get more fairy each turn, more energy each turn. At the start of each turn. Are there any... Recommend asks, are there any treasures that might indicate where interesting things are on the map?
Yeah.
Kind of.
We actually have a treasure which, well, it's Fugoro's hat. So Fugoro is really greedy and he likes gold. So whenever you wear Fugoro's hat, you reveal all the gold piles on the all gold piles on the map are revealed instantly. And that's not only cool because you're gonna get more gold, but also you're gonna have those space revealed for free. So it's making it way easier to reveal the map and connect your brushes, etc. when you have the Fugoro's hat.
Yeah, Fugoro's hat is really good. It just makes sense when he's such a big character in the book, in the game.
So now we have a decision to make the next direction we go. So, like I said, we have this option to get the mace, which is when you deal more than 50 damage, you inflict weak, but versus the boss, that's not going to help you very much. We can go get this draft. Is there a tower left?
I think we should spend a brush towards the draft.
Towards the draft. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of like a little corner here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh no! Yeah, sometimes.
Ah, wow, no value.
Oh, here's a question though. Do we want the draft or do we want to get the alchemist that we have revealed over here? We haven't shown him yet. I guess we should do that, huh?
I think we should have a look at the draft, and if it doesn't give us something we need, we just say thanks, but no thanks.
Okay.
High five.
High five's good.
High five's good.
We want that then?
Yeah, it's the only one I would consider. And 2 other are placeholder arts anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, don't pick the placeholder.
I'm down for the high five. There's a good chance we can still get 70 gold. In fact, if we're strong enough to fight that elite,
let's have the elites. Maybe not exactly right now. Elites are really something in this game.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, we can. I think we got this ink we can use. So I'm just trying to find a nice place. Ooh, we can do something like this over here. So look how deep we can go in here. We even find some gold on the way. And then we go all the way to the end, use our brush.
Yeah.
That's
good brush.
That's kind of the idea. Yeah, good brush, man. Will there be more animations for different cards?
We hope so. There is only one attack animation per hero for the moment, and that feels not right. And yeah, so for instance, if you play Impact, it would be really nice that we actually see something appropriate. I am not saying we're going to do one animation per card, but it would be nice that we we have some stuff there, and so yeah, we're working on this.
So Gary was hovering something cool there, which is this enemy at the back has some special abilities. So he has stealth, which means you can't attack him unless he's the only guy in play. And then he also causes reinforcements to spawn. So Gary, it looks like, was hovering impact on the creature next to him, so we can do half the damage of this reinforced guy, and maybe when we draw impact, we just kill him without having to go through everything else first.
Oh,
I dig it.
Yeah, might work.
And we can kill this guy too.
Mm-hmm. Because
oh wait,
we can defend first.
You're right. You're right. There you go. Yeah, like Chris was saying, can't attack this guy directly until everyone else is destroyed, and he's gonna, of course, keep resummoning. So that's kind of this fight. Another impact would have been nice there, but didn't get it.
So one thing to note here is we really need Shara not to be in front here because she has the vulnerable trait up there next to her courage. So she takes extra damage this turn.
Yeah, let's back her out. Let's do a little pop, and we'll do a little blade dance. And yeah, we'll do a little defend first on Shara, and then save our swap for last. And there we go. And you can see the numbers change because Sirocco is not vulnerable. We should have this next turn, I think. Salvi B asks, "Hey guys, will Roguebook have PvP?"
I don't think it will do have PvP at least for release. Having PvP requires the game to be online, and so far it's an offline game. We would like that, to be honest. We would really like it, and but there are many ways to do it. At first, it's been discussed that the game would have a co-op mode, since we have two characters in the game, 2 heroes. But in a way or another, we'd like to get there, but it's absolutely not in the works for the moment.
Traditional PvP of just people directly fighting each other probably doesn't work too well in a game like this, because the game is, in a sense, designed to be broken. Like, we say this is going to be single player, that means you can go nuts. Like, you can have infinite combos, you can have cards that will always be in your opening hand and always do like 120 damage on turn 1 for 1 mana. Oh, sorry, 1 energy. And that's really fun to play, not so fun to play against. So if we went for PvP, we'd have to do something that's a little less directly confrontational. Maybe you just both play the same seed, for example, and see who can do better via some scoring system, something like that.
I just want to point out, we're going to do the Alchemist for the first time. We got enough gold, so this is our transmute system. First we pick the transmute, and I always like to pick a Sirocco Strike.
So we choose a card to discard, and basically this is a feature we implemented in order to not let players thin their decks too easily, but at the same time give them a way to get rid of the super basic cards like the strikes and defense.
Yep, and you can pick any card you like. In this case, let's see what Sirocco... And the card you pick influences the card you'll get. So if I pick a Sirocco card, I'm going to get Sirocco cards to transmute. So if you want a Shara card, obviously you should do something else. And not only do you get to pick a card of that hero, you can pick a gem to put in that card. And,
another impact.
And another impact with the Mighty Ruby is actually pretty good.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this is what I was wondering about before when I thought we shouldn't socket the impact with ranged. It could impact is a card that works disproportionately well with some other gems in the game, so it's nice to keep its slot open so you can do something like this and give it a Mighty Ruby.
Yep, and it is expensive to transmute. It's 150 gold, but you can see why it's expensive. You get a lot of value here. We got a really good card out of that. So
yeah, you get rid of a really bad card.
And we get rid of the really bad
Strike's pretty much the worst card in our deck. Probably, I don't think there's any contest for that.
What about we do the elites now that we have all these shiny stuff?
All right. You don't want to heal first? I feel like I should heal first.
If we're greedy, we fight the elite first, but if we're not, we just heal first, and it's probably safer.
We will talk about what happens when a hero dies. If it happens naturally, you'll see it. But if it doesn't, we'll explain it eventually. Okay, and it might actually happen here because this guy's pretty tough. So
I believe in you, Gary.
this is an elite fight. So elite fights obviously are harder than normal fights. And what this guy's going to do, because I already know because I played him before, he's going to debuff me for the rest of the battle with vulnerability. So he's going to make me take a lot of damage forever.
Yeah. So the one hero that will take damage first from this will stay vulnerable for the rest of the game. And maybe that should be Soroko?
Well, it's going to be.
Okay.
Because otherwise, Chara would just be about dead.
But on the flip side, we did 33% of his life bar in one go.
Yeah. So there's that. That's kind of why you want to power up before you fight the elites, because they're a little bit of a DPS check.
So the gimmick on this boss, or this elite, is that he inflicts effectively a permanent vulnerable status on one of your heroes. And then if he's still alive in a few turns, he'll do it again. So at that point, either you've had to take a large hit on a hero that was vulnerable, or you no longer have a hero you can let get hit.
So in this case, I'm going to end the turn with Chara in front because I want to draw something that does a lot of damage. You can see the number change here that she's in front. I could have blocked with Soraka, but I'm intentionally putting her in front because I'm
By the way, the talent we picked for is doing a lot of value and damage.
Yeah, don't forget, whenever we swap Chara against power. I guess we haven't talked about it. This here is her power.
4 power.
Yeah, 4 power.
Yeah.
I don't think we mentioned that.
So every Chara card is dealing 4 more damage, and yeah.
Another question totally unrelated to any of that. If you use a card like Hammer Time for 2 energy, does it count as playing a card that costs 2 or more? So this is the card where...
I hope so.
It's supposed to. If it's not, it's a bug.
Yeah. I would say it definitely should. Hammer Time has had some weird bugs at various points, and I'm not sure that will work out right now. But if it doesn't now, it will by the final game.
Alright, 20 damage incoming, and with the debuff again. So if it hits Chara, then both heroes are going to be having a bad time. Blade Dance is up to 19. We got 17. Oh, that's not, we're 11 short.
Hey, how many can we deal this turn? If we so he's got 47. If we can deal 47. No, wait. Have we got enough?
I think we do. 19 plus 12 plus 17. 29. 29 plus 19. 30. 48. We did it.
Whoa.
We did
Look at
it.
it this way. If we get it wrong, we get to tell people how the death mechanic works.
It's a win-win. So that was an elite fight. That means that the loot bag we get at the end is a better loot bag. So we get the gold. We get pages. So we kind of talked about the epilogue system, the perk system. This is going to be the currency used for permanent progression, and we'll show this later. But there is a perk tree. You can spend this for things to make you permanently more powerful. And we'll talk about that. It's an important subject. We know it's kind of controversial to roguelike, permanent progression, etc.
Yeah, it's not gonna be of any use during our current run, but yeah, for our future runs, it's going to let us do more things.
Right. We get a gem because it was an elite. In this case, we get a gem of endurance. So extra
Nice
block.
one.
And importantly, we get another brush. So this is the only way to get. Well, it is not the only way to get more brushes, but it is the main way to get more brushes during.
The Gem of Endurance is actually really good. I mean, I guess all the gems are really good, but to add a little
7 block, 7 block for 0. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, I mean, having a gem that grants 7 block is like adding a card to your deck, which says, which is a 0 cost card, which says draw a card, gain 7 block, because you're also not losing a card in hand when you draw it. So they're very powerful, perhaps deceptively powerful sometimes.
How about on high five?
I like it.
Yeah.
Done.
High five is a card we're always going to play when we draw it, so it's a good place.
Let's see. We don't have any fights laying around. I think we are gonna have to just straight up use a brush here. But like I said, it's designed where if you can, You want to always have an ink on you before you use your brush because you get maximum. But I tend to be super greedy with mine, so let's just use it because there are no more fights. Let's work our way toward this treasure, I think. Oh no, this is it.
Yeah, if we're ready to fight the boss. Oh, never mind. Fight in the lead.
Worth. Sirocco, let's put it on you.
Well, hang on.
Oh.
What can I see our deck quickly? Because the only card I can think of that we have.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, hang on. Impact will trigger it.
One of the impacts will.
Yeah, one of the. Okay, so each of the characters has one card that will trigger it.
Ooh.
Yeah, could go on talk to them.
What about we try to max Shara? It's something we try to balance the game against. I mean, having players, okay, I will draft only Shara card for this run. But it's still interesting that in some ways the game lets you do it, and we could decide to have that play style for the rest of the run. Not sure it's really smart with the swap mechanic we need.
Yeah, I mean we'll need to take cards for both characters because we need to be able to swap a lot.
Yeah,
but we can focus on Shara for attack. So yeah, we can give Shara the mace.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Either.
And yeah, because momentum, as what I was gonna say is she's got the momentum, so she's gonna be doing lots of damage actually.
Yeah, we have already 2 engines which trigger and swap. Oh, another lead. Oh yeah.
Right,
yeah, I believe.
Shah is already 20. Okay, and there you see this is. Well, it's not an animated sprite, but in the final game, of course, it will be. This is supposed to be the Queen's Assassin, which is a death touch creature in Feria.
Yep, and what she does is, in this game, is whenever it takes damage, lose 2 power this turn. Of course, blocking this turn, so not that important, but it becomes relevant next turn.
Yeah, Rogue, she's a Rogue archetype, right? She likes doing lots of damage, but she isn't a fan of being hit.
So, let's get that swapping going a little bit. Play around with this kind of stuff. Now, I think...
And we should play the Shara defend first, because I don't think Shara wants to take this hit.
I think you're right. And we just barely broke the block, but didn't do any damage, so it's full 3 times 12. Bad damage.
Yeah. So this boss has a somewhat randomized move order, and this was a pretty unlucky roll, where she protected her 36 damage hit with her armor.
Yeah, and you can blame Chris for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll defend for sure.
But we got the mace hit this time as well, so it got reduced from 25 to 15.
Yep, this comes from the mace we just picked up on the map. So a good round there for us. Oh, Jean-Michel will be back soon. You can look at his ace of spades. I wonder why he chooses that ace of spades. I always wondered that. We can do a little
I'm not sure.
Oh, either. Let's defend.
Not a bad hit. Not a bad hit.
I think we'll keep swapping though, right? We'll guard another time. This is where you gotta figure. Yeah, because she only gets 3 power from that.
Yeah, so you'll do. She gets 3 power from swapping to the back from Blade Dance and +1 from Momentum. So this is optimized by 1 damage. Type.
Yeah, that's what we do here is we optimize. 9 damage incoming, so it doesn't really matter. We can just hit again, and we're gonna get a debuff here.
Yeah, so Sirocco is vulnerable, so we'd prefer to take this hit on Shara, or just kill her, which is maybe possible? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Can be close. Okay, no, we don't have it. But
Almost. Oops.
okay, so
No, I'm okay.
there's a quick note there though. Did you guys see that High Five swapped Shara to the front this time? So that's because we socketed a block gem on it, and the rule is when you block, you swap.
When you block, you swap.
Despite the fact High Five does not have charge on it, we can use it to increase how often we swap our characters and choose which characters in front like that.
Wow, we should say that more often. When you block, you swap. I didn't realize we had that going. And yeah, you can check your piles. I'm kind of glancing at the chat here. You can check your piles and stuff. Discard. We don't have any dissolve cards, strangely, even though we're playing with Shara. but that's where you would see those two. And yeah, we win.
Got him.
Got him. Alright, what do we got here? Gem of Destruction. Oh, I gotta mute my mic because I'll explain in a moment. My town does this thing where we do 3 sirens a day. Like when it's lunchtime, there's a siren. When it's nighttime, there's a siren. So
What?
I know the people who visit my town don't know that, and they think there's a tornado. Like, oh my gosh, a tornado! Because it is the tornado siren.
What?
And is this something in Minnesota?
It is this specific town. It's just a tradition.
Oh.
They always do this. It's for farmers. Like the farm. Okay, time to eat. Farmers come in. Time to go to bed. Farmers. Time to wake up. Time to come eat, and then time to go to bed. Yeah. So.
We could put this in high five as well for the most hilariously high value.
Oh god, it's got two slots, right?
That is a high five.
It's actually really sick because it gains 7 blocks, so she'll always be in front when she does her attack.
We got 1 brush left. I'm gonna do it. Boop. Oh, feels good.
Bad one.
So let's look at our talents real quick. We have next one is 18.
We should check the shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Jean-Michel, can you turn your cam back on? Or you?
My camera is on. No, it's been lost by the Twitch stream, I think, but it's still there in the in the Discord.
Oh, I don't see it. Weird.
You don't see me in the Discord as well?
No, I see you there. Your camera's
I
on.
can see you in the Discord.
It's been lost by the Twitch stream, I think.
No, here let me try and fix it here. Boop boop ba boop 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 ba. Whoa! Don't worry. Stand by, folks.
Oh, that looks promising.
Hold on, let me.
Wait,
Technical
hang on.
difficulties. Technical
Hang on.
difficulties. All right, there.
I look weird.
No, it's okay. I'll fix it. Oh, that'll do it, I think. Let's go back here. Oh, yeah. Easy day. All right, back to the shop. So we have 100 gold only, though.
Uh-huh. Bah, that's enough to... Or maybe a 7-block gem again. I don't think we need more block. I could be wrong, but the shadow crystal is good. We don't have anything other to discount, so might be our way to get rid of basic cards like strikes and defense. Otherwise, cross strikes is going to be good with Shara default talent, to get more of the... What's the name again of the talent, which increases by every time you swap? She gains 1 power.
Momentum.
Momentum, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, otherwise...
like cross strike. I like cross strike.
Cross strike could be fun. Gem of Endurance could be good. Shadow Crystal could be good. Lots of good options.
Decision made. All right, it's boss time.
Okay, let's get him.
If you notice, our brush has no more ink on it. We're out of ink. We're out of everything, so there is... At
this stage, there is not even a point to go visit the vault. The only option left is to go change the boss.
And you get a warning here. Hopefully that tells you the same thing. And let's go. Each chapter has a potential of 3 bosses. The first one can actually have 4. There's a special 4th one. But it's randomized each run, so you never know what you're going to get for the first 2 chapters. In this case, we got the Deepwood
Stalker. And it's much bigger than in Feria.
It's a little bit larger. And with a different ability, it's going to shoot a web at you, reduce your power by 1, and you got to not... It'll stack for the rest of the fight. I'm trying to look for questions. There's one that we missed way back here. Okay. Yeah, probably a good time to talk about this. What games influenced this? Madres Bez asks, what games influenced this?
Yeah, many games.
Was it Monster Train, Monster Slayers, anything else? He doesn't say Slay the Spire, but yeah, what games
I think
this?
there's an elephant in the room there. Which is, I mean, people at the office have played Slay the Spire. We think it's a really good game. Definitely the thing that has most recently... And
clearly for full transparency, it's actually Chris who came up showing us Slay the Spire and he was he was right. That was a great game, and it's been something we considered as a template. Clearly, like it's clearly different from Feria when we started from a blank page, and we in this case, we started from a cliche like Slay the Spire, very classic. I mean, clearly a great game, and we wanted to explore from this solid gameplay instead of starting from a new white page. And it's interesting now that we have done it for Feria, and now we have started with Roguebook to work in a very different way. The two are super interesting, and I have no idea what we will do next. But we were convinced there were lots of interesting and new design space for us to explore with this let's say clearly core game. And I don't think we are done yet. I'm really glad we did this Steam Festival demo, Steam Demo Festival, and it's super interesting to see. Watch. We spend time watching you guys playing over Twitch as well. We watch you on YouTube. We watch. We read the Discord, and all of that is giving us lots of information. And since we are still 4 months away, and almost done with the Deep Foot Soccer, as I can see. We hope to continue explore this design space further. So Gary,
Yes.
yeah, we lost Chris for a second, but but you're doing good, as I can see.
Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
I have to do the thing again because Chris left. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Whoa.
I didn't leave. I was removed.
Who
I don't know why or by what.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fix it. Don't worry. And then we'll go back. I'm good at it now. I'm good at fixing it now. Shoop. Yeah. Look, I did good, guys. I did it.
Woo.
But yeah, I kind of agree with a lot of what I said. So yeah, there's a lot of Slay the Spire in this, but there's also a lot of other things. Like we play a lot of the games in the genre, and also we kind of looked at Slay the Spire like, well, where can this be pushed? Like, what directions can we push it to where there's new things, new space to explore? The position thing came out like, what if you had two heroes? What if you could swap them and that mattered? This is before Monster Train or anything came out. Monster Train now deals a lot with positioning. What if there are gems in cards? You could transform your gems as you play. And then, of course, the big one, what if there's an overworld you explore, right? Like, what if instead of like a tree...
That's a bit coming from Shandar, I could say. It's very different, but it's been present in, you could say, the very first deck builder PC game. It wasn't really a roguelike, but it had exploration and lots of deck building. So yeah, and one other name we forgot to mention, and I think we maybe should consider going a little more in this direction, is Darkest Dungeon, for the adjacency of already you have the two heroes, but also the enemies, and since we have cards which care about who is going to be the leading enemy, or adjacency, stuff like this, and there is more room to be explored there, I think.
So this is a boss loot bag, and I just realized Jean-Michel is kind of covering it, but I'll just tell you what's in it. So it's a special loot bag. You get lots of gold. You get a couple pages, and the pages will scale up depending on what epilogue you're playing, but of course there's only one epilogue in the demo. You get a brush. You get a treasure chest, so we can choose a treasure now. Let's see.
Oh, each time you play 5 cards in a turn, deal 8 damage to a random enemy. It could have more output damage, I find.
I like all of them. This one, the runic trumpet can be broken.
The runic trumpet, I think, is the strongest thing here, but I don't know if we're well equipped to use it. But a lot of the Cilia runs I have involve runic trumpet.
I always go for the newbie pick. I like having a really good first turn, even though we don't really have enablers for that either. But it almost never goes bad. It never is unuseful,
Yeah, I think it's not bad with Shara in general, because it helps Shara just pop people on turn 1, which she's somewhat designed to do anyway, but also it helps her play her first prepare card. Or play her first courage card.
That's true. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Question here. I can read the chat now. I figured it out. Will there be any updates to the demo between now and the official release date? is the question.
Um,
And really quick, before we answer that, this is the special thing when you defeat a boss. You get to choose between an epic gem or 3 cards.
What was the question again, Gary? I'm sorry.
Question was, will there be any updates to the demo between now and the official release date?
And the answer to this, unfortunately, I think is no. We might do it, but it's not planned. So, yeah, we if it's also a reason we decided to not go for an early access is to. So we've been working under cover, I would say, doing for a good year now on this project, and it's, I think, done good to the project. We want to stay focused for short on the game, and if we spend time doing updates, then you enter an interesting cycle, which is very time consuming. And so, yeah, in this case, we're going to stay focused on releasing the game and finishing the job for the 24th of June.
Yep. And so there's a big choice here. So, we've got, if we get one of these, we've at 16 cards, so we'd automatically unlock a talent by picking these. And of course, you'd have the cards. You've got double bleeding, inflicting bleed, that actually works really well. Or we can get an epic gem.
I think it's a sign.
You think it's
the blind and the open wound?
A bleed sign? These are all placeholders. We gotta take all the placeholders, I think.
That's fine.
The Roguebook is reaching out to us and telling us that we're now a bleed deck.
And we're gonna now what? Let's get a bleed talent. I forget if we have those. So we got Heroic Bond. Both heroes gain 1 power. Start your turn. Sirocco's leading. Draw a card. Daredevil. And Prepared. Start each battle with 10 block.
I mean, Heroic Bond is cool and all, but Daredevil is really good.
How comes that is a Shah talent? I'm surprised. How comes it's not a party talent? That's something we need to think about. But the choice here, I would say, for my part, I would pick Daredevil. Yeah.
Done. So whenever you beat the boss, important to note. Look, we're fully healed. We get all our brushes back. Well, we get 5. We get set to 5 brushes. You don't get your brushes. You don't get plus 5 brushes. And you'll keep any ink that you have, and then you hit continue, and then look what happens. We're in the Oversky, guys. We're going to the Oversky. So here we are, Chapter 2. There are 3 chapters in the game. I'm not sure we'll have time. I mean, I think we're getting close to the end of the stream here. We're already gone over an hour here. But, yeah, the idea is 3 chapters. Each chapter has its own set of unique enemies, challenges. The rarity of cards you get increases slightly with each chapter until you get to the final boss, which we're building towards. And again, you can see what it is. You know what's expected. Really wish we could show you, but typical run's going to take an hour and a half. But for us, it's going to take a lot longer because we're explaining everything and taking questions and everything. So, but this is it. This is Roguebook. The demo is available for 1 week again. Like right now, you can go on Steam and just search Roguebook and download the free demo. For 1 week only, and then after that, if you want to play, you have to pre-order. So the demo has a mechanic called the Doom Coin. We've seen a lot of talk out there about the Doom Coin. The intention of the Doom Coin is to allow you play it for free, and then after Chapter 1, you get this Doom Coin, which stops you from getting gold. So the idea is the demo you'll be able to play Chapter 1 fully and enjoy the game just like we just did. Then after that, you won't be able to gain gold, but you can still look around and see what else is there and play around. And if you want to pre-order, you can, and enjoy what is here for now. Or if you want to wait till release and maybe see a little more of the game, see the other 2 heroes, there's a lot more coming, of course. Maybe you need to be convinced more, then absolutely just wait for release. But that is the purpose of the Doom Coin for this Steam Game Festival.
I think the discussion we were having in the office is, in terms of what a reasonable demo would be, is should we lock it at Chapter 1 or Chapter 2, or do we try to do something that lets people see a more limited version of basically a whole run?
Mm-hmm.
So we went for the second one, and I think we could have communicated it a little better how we were trying to do things, but that was the goal.
I think so too. I'm just gonna show what the Oversky looks like here. I think we should talk a little bit about the perk system, the epilogue system. So unfortunately, we can't show you easily. I'll just end my run right here. Go back to the main menu. Ooh, we actually had not found one of these yet. This is a gem. Oh, I can't even get to it. Look at that.
You can get to it through the vault on the other side.
Oh, you're right. This is a gem mine. We didn't find one last chapter, but these are around the map. And golden sphere, destroy an enemy, gain 25 gold. But yeah, It's supposed to be fine, as we just got unlucky last time. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to the main menu. And have a look here at some other stuff. So an important part of the game, like I'm talking about, is the permanent progression system and the epilogue system. They're kind of tied together. In the demo, it's severely limited. This is very preliminary. Perk tree will likely change in a few ways, even in the ones you can't see down here. But it'll do things like boost your power in ways like, okay, you can choose an additional treasure when you get a treasure chest. Choose from an additional treasure, not get a bonus treasure. But you just have an extra choice. More talent tiers, you can get up to 6. More hearts hidden, and the hearts are bigger, heal for more each chapter. Cool ones like you can replace, you start with those cards that we always transmute, right? Well, with these talents, you'll just transmute them right away without the gem kind of thing. Strikes, and then, of course, we'll have it for defense applying there too. Things like choosing from an additional gem. I mean, I think you get the idea here. And there's also just straight up start with 50 gold. So it ranges in power for what each perk does, but the idea is that as you play, you earn these pages. We have 9 right here. So, I've already purchased a couple, so I can't afford anymore. But you earn these pages that you can buy to power yourself up. And after you beat the game the first time, which is your first goal, right, to beat the final boss once, now you've unlocked the epilogue system, which you may be more familiar with as a New Game Plus system. But our epilogue system is very different. You'll have to wait for release to see it. If you actually beat the boss in the demo and then you click the gate, you'll see a preview of it. I wish I could show you it, but I haven't beaten the boss on this account. So you can see what it's like. And the idea is, of course, the higher difficulty epilogue you play, the more pages you earn. And the more pages you earn, the more perks you can buy, etc., etc. But it's not going to be like a crazy, oh my goodness, you're totally super powerful. It's more, there's a lot of things in here that like increase rarity of, or increase chance to find things, increase rarity of certain things, stuff like that. Of course, we do have, at the beginning, there's some health stuff, but anything else we'd like to say about progression, epilogues? I kind of rambled on there a little bit.
Yeah, did you mention that, the higher your epilogue level, the more pages you loot?
Yep. Yeah,
okay. All right.
Like a multiplier kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
You'll have bonuses, like bonuses
Yeah,
and stuff.
and it's can be really varied. The things you can unlock, like having access to new world buildings, overworld buildings, things which you cannot see, you wouldn't have access otherwise. Yeah.
Yep. And speaking of unlocks and stuff, so I'm very low levels here, but as you actually, maybe I could just drop my run and gain some XP, and maybe it'll work. Come on. Oh, yes. Okay. So as you play, you unlock levels, and of course, we're gonna have, this is gonna look better then, but you level up your heroes in your party, and as you level up, you get a new unlock for each of them. So we just leveled up Shara and Sirocco, and then what do we get from that? We get a new Shara card, lead, attack for 8, increase it by each ally you control by 3 for each ally, and then we get a Sirocco card, right? Whenever hero attacks, in the demo we have up to, I'm gonna say this wrong. What's our max level for the pre-order?
It's 6, level 6.
6. So if you do the pre-order, you can unlock 6 more cards. In the free version, there's 3 more cards, or 3 levels basically. And then there's, what I mean is there's 3 levels of Shara, Sirocco, and party. Is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and the final game should have 50 cards per hero in total. So, yeah, I think we probably let the players start with 25, something like that, and so there are 25 more cards to unlock per hero.
Mm-hmm. And you see there's a lot of cards we didn't see here. Some of these you're going to be able to see in the demo, some of them you won't. But, you start with a relatively low collection, and as you play more and more and more stuff, there's some pretty cool stuff here. Ogre soup. Everybody likes ogre soup. Oh, look, it's the egg! Exclamation point egg. So, last call for any questions. We're going to wrap it up here. I do want to draw attention to our Switch giveaway, which I'm going to show. Maybe, if I have it prepared. I don't have it prepared. But go to our... I'll switch back to this screen is what I'll do. Okay. Yeah, so go to our Discord. It's the best place for everything. Discord.gg/roguebook. We can also link it in chat. Yeah, Nacon just linked it in chat. Thank you, Simon. It's a really awesome custom Switch. All you got to do to enter to win is, do all those follows. You've seen this kind of thing before. Follow a bunch of stuff. There's daily rewards. You earn more tickets. And this thing is really cool. And you'll get it. And you can play Roguebook on it eventually. So that'll be cool. You'll be the only person in the world who can do that. Isn't that neat? And special thanks to Nacon for doing that, of course. Nacon, the publisher for Roguebook. Yeah, last call. Any questions? I think we're all good, though. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Thanks for coming. Hope we answered. Hope we answered your questions. Hope we, didn't leave you with anything lingering. We're pretty open and transparent. Again, just pop on our Discord, ask us anything you want. We'll tell you.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers.
Have a good day.